So in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to go over our first three scales: our C major, our E minor pentatonic, and our A minor pentatonic. Now, this is going to be the most exciting lesson, just running through scales, which is not exactly the most, thing that's going to get you up and inspired to play. But this is really important because you have to get these scales underneath your fingers and be able to play through them pretty decent before you start applying them to music. And that's what we're going to do in our next lesson, is we're going to actually take these scales and apply them to music. But you got to start getting familiar with these. Now, you don't have to get these mastered before you move on to the next part, which we're going to apply to music. The backing tracks and stuff, you're going to start jamming with them. What you can do is just start to get yourself familiar, be able to at least run through these scales, halfway decent. And then you go ahead and start on that other next lesson where we're applying it to music. And in the meantime, keep going through these exercises to keep refining it and getting your fingers more used to playing around in these scales and building your dexterity. So yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in and we'll start talking about these scales. Alright, so here are the scales for the debut level. And we're going to go over the C major scale, the E minor pentatonic 1 octave scale, and the A minor pentatonic 1 octave scale. And what we're going to do is just run up and down these scales here, but then a little bit later on what we're going to do is apply them musically. We're going to have you jam along with backing tracks with these. So yeah, let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the C major scale. So I'm going to run through it and show you how, if you have problems absorbing it all at one time, you can go ahead and then break it up. So we look down here at our fretboard down here. So we start with a C, which is 3rd fret on the A string. And now watch that little dot. Now it's over here on the open D string. Anything over in this like gray area, that's your open strings. So open D. Then it goes up to the 2nd fret on the D string. Then the 3rd fret on the D string. Then it goes to the open G string. Then the 2nd fret on the G string. Open B string. 1st fret on the B string. Now we're going to start there and go all the way back. We got the B string, 1st fret. Then B string 1st fret. Then open B string. Then the 2nd fret on the G string, open G string, 3rd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the D string, open D string, and finally our C right here, the 3rd fret on the A string. And eventually what you want to be doing is, again, kind of giving you a little preview, is as you get used to where you're supposed to place your fingers, what you're going to do is you're going to actually start saying the names of the notes. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then I know it's kind of tricky going backwards. If you can say them backwards, go ahead. C, B, A, G, and so forth. But if not, as long as you go up, it's fine. You can go ahead and then just go right back down the scale and not really worry about saying the alphabet backwards. I know that can be a bit tricky. That's up to you. If you want to challenge yourself more, then by all means go ahead. So now if that's too much to absorb, then what you do is you just break it up into little spots, little sections. So try maybe you're gonna work on the A and D strings. So you have that note, the C, D, E, and F. Do that, and then just go right back. And just do it over and over again. C, D, E, F. And F, E, D, C. Just keep doing that over again, over and over again. And then you got that down. Then, all right, let me add in, you can add in 2 more notes here. The G and an A. Okay, so I got the first part. I'm going to add in the G and A. So there you go. C, D, E, F, G, A. And then just play it backwards. Again, you don't have to say the note names going backwards, but yeah, you just kind of keep doing that back and forth. And you get used to that. Once you get used to that, then there's only 2 more notes left. Your B, open B, and your C. So there you go. That'll be the whole thing. I just go back to the beginning again. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then again, you're just going to do it backwards. C. And then again, you don't have to say the note names going backwards, but I'm going to say I'm going backwards. So C, B, A, G, E, F, E, D, C. And again, you can just keep going up and back down those, you know, just going all the way up, you know, up to the C, then all the way back. And just keep doing this over and over again, and you're going to have that down. So that's, out of the 3, this is the trickiest one because there's so many notes. But again, if you break them up into sections, it'll make it a lot easier. But who knows? Maybe you'll be able to just go right at it and memorize the whole thing, you know, at in one shot. But again, if not, go ahead and break it up. Nothing wrong with that. So that is your C major scale. Now let's take a look at E minor. This one's going to be a little bit easier. So you start with your open E, on this E minor pentatonic, by the way. Open E, and then we play the 3rd fret on the E string, which is our G. Open A, 2nd fret on the A string. Open D, and then our 2nd fret on the D string. Then you're going to play that again. Here's our E, our open D string, 2nd fret on A string, open A string, 3rd fret on the A string, on the E string, and open E string. And again, the notes. Now we're skipping some notes within here. It's not your full musical alphabet. You know, a pentatonic is a 5-note scale. And if we go back to C, let's count how many notes there are from C to C. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's 1 more, which is 8 if you want to count that, but that's really 1 again. So altogether there's really 7 notes. In the pentatonic, let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we got 6 right there, but that's not really 6 because that's our E again. That's where we started. So there's really 5 notes, and that's what penta means, 5 notes. So what we do is we're taking out a couple notes, and you'll see as we go along, the musical alphabet doesn't fit. So we got E and G. What happened to F? Well, F is one of those notes that we take out. That's not included in the E minor pentatonic. Later on, we're going to turn this E minor pentatonic into an E minor scale, and then we'll be including all the notes. So we skip F. It goes E, G, A, B, D. What did we do there? We skipped a C. So there's no C in the E minor pentatonic scale either. So no F and no C. And actually, in this particular key, it would be an F sharp actually, but don't worry about what that is. And then we're back to E. And then, yep, we go backwards. So there is your pentatonic. Just want to get used to also saying those note names, even though we're skipping some. So E, G, And then next one's A, B, D, E. Then we got backwards is E, D, B, A, G, E. So it's just a good idea, even though you're skipping those notes, to help reinforce, your memorization of the notes. This kind of helps out. So here we go. Next thing here is A. So we got our A pentatonic right here, A minor pentatonic. We're starting on the A, open A string. Then we're going to move to our 3rd fret on the A string. And then we're going to move to our open D string, 2nd fret on the D string, open G string, 2nd fret on the A string. So as you can see, we take this whole pattern that was on the, up on the E string. Here I'm gonna click on something here for you so you can see these. So as you see, we have the pattern here on the E string. This is our E minor pentatonic. We play the A minor pentatonic. We're just moving that same pattern down. E minor pentatonic. Again, the open 3rd, open 2nd, open 2nd, then A minor pentatonic. We're moving them all down by 1 string. Again, open 3rd, open 2nd, open 2nd. So same exact formation, scale formation. We're just moving it down to the A string instead. And that's your A minor pentatonic. So yeah, go through that, get that down, and again, say the note names as you go along. And then this one, if you notice, you got A, goes to C, so we skip B. So A, skip B, C, D, E, skipping F, G, and then back to A. So in here, we're skipping the B and the F in this particular scale. Okay, so we already went through all this stuff, but I want to kind of give you a visual of what it all looks like on the guitar. So yeah, I'm going to go through that stuff again kind of quickly to kind of review what you saw on the screen. So here's our C major scale. So you want to go through that, and as I said in the right before, just a few minutes ago, you want to, this is a lot of notes, so you can take it in little sections. So maybe the A and E, A and D strings, just there, and then back down. Go ahead and just get used to that. Kind of get used to that. And you may notice I'm going alternate picking. I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. At this point, don't worry about that. Later on, we'll work on alternate picking. You can do all down. You want to attempt it, you can, but I wouldn't be overly worried about it right now. We're just trying to get this hand used to playing where it needs to be. The notes need to be played on the fretboard. So then you got that. So now what we can do is just add in 2 more notes. Open G and A. Keep doing that over. And then after that, you only have 2 more notes here. There's your C major scale, and when you get used to it, you just start saying the note names: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then just go ahead and go back down. You don't have to say it alphabet backwards. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Yeah, when you get to that point, you're in good shape. Now, depending on some of you may be able to go right through this. Some may need to stick in smaller areas for longer periods of time. I just kind of zoomed right through this. So that's your C major scale. Then our E minor pentatonic is our open E, 3rd fret right here on the E string, open A, 2nd fret on the A string, open D, 2nd fret on the D string. And then if you can, it's good to memorize the note names, so you'll have to look at the graph, the sheet there that shows everything. So it's E, G, A, B, E, D, E. E, G, A, B, D, E. If not, it's no big deal. You can just memorize this that configuration. But no, that's the note, the root. E, that's what names our scale. It's an E minor, so E is our root. E, make sure you know that's E, and then the rest of it is just the rest of your pentatonic. Same with this, the C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That first note, that gives our scale its name. It's the C. That is our root. Now, what we're going to do is take this pattern, our E minor pentatonic. We're going to move it now, everything down to the A string. And now we're going to play the same pattern, but down 1 string. So again, open 3rd, open 2nd, open 2nd. And then if you can, memorize the note names. A, C, D, E, G, A. But again, if all you do is memorize that very first note we play is an A, which names our scale, that's our root, then you're good. Matter of fact, is one more thing that's a good idea here. Is the last note is our root too. So there's an A there. That's an A right there also. So that's good to memorize. Make sure you know that's an A. That's our root. That's a root. Same with our E. Our first note is an E. That's our root. Last note we play here, that's an E also. That's our root. So that's something to make sure you have a handle on. And then same with our C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Our first note is a C, and our last note is a C. Right there. So that's what you need to remember. First note and last note each scale is our roots. That's our E's. That's an E. A. Last note, A. And again, C. There's our first note. Last note is C. So there is your C major, your E minor pentatonic, and your A minor pentatonic. Again, go through these, kind of get familiar with them, and be able to move through those at a decent pace. And then when you're at that point, you can go ahead and jump on to actually applying this to music, because that's where the real fun begins. And so yeah, and then in the meantime, you can continue working on this stuff to refine it. You think of this as like your warm-up. Go through it a bunch of times and then jump into creating music with it, because that's what this is all about. You need to go through some exercise to get your finger dexterity going, but it's always about the music. You got to make sure you're not just doing exercises. You got to apply this stuff to actual music. So there you go. That's it for this lesson. And yeah, get this down, and we'll see you in the next lesson when we'll do some jamming. All right, see you then.